because I love you. Let me change the words. I'm back because I love you. Right, today we are doing pick a card readings. Not pick a card readings, I've just finished pick a card readings. Sorry, I've moved on. I literally finished to pick a card and I've come straight here. The pick a cards will be for tomorrow. Today's is free live energy readings. Free live energy readings. And that's what I'm here to do. My name is Bridgitte. I am an intuitive energy healer. I read in a variety of different ways. I read however I feel like I'm guided to, honestly. Initially, I read pictures of people. I read palms, not necessarily lines, but I see things. When I look at something, it's like things jump out of what I look at. And I use what I see to interpret what that could mean as a message. Which means that I can do that with anything then. My kitchen cupboards talk to me, my candle talks to me, a pot can talk to me, a shadow can talk to me, a tree can talk, a bush can talk. It's literally anything can talk. Because the universe finds all ways to speak with us, and I'm open to receiving in all ways. So I do receive in lots of different ways. I also feel things in my body for other people. So if somebody, generally it's for people that have passed that I feel it. I'll feel different, maybe how they passed or sickness they may have had. I do feel things for people that are alive though. Sometimes I feel a pregnancy, I feel a pain in the leg or a headache or whatever it is. I feel things within my own body. Good morning, how are you? Or good afternoon rather. I also use a standard deck of cards for the readings. Hey Vin, how are you? And I love numbers. Numbers are my favourite. I love numbers. They speak to me volumes. I've been shown many messages through the numbers. And I also have the Show Me Me cards, which were the first cards that I started reading. They're my own design cards. They are based on energy animals. And then we have the calabash full of messages, names, songs, quotes, and energy animals that are not here. And that sound is some chimes and stones that are at the bottom that may come out. If you would like a reading, let me know, because I am here to do readings today, free energy readings. It will be a pleasure to do them for you. So if you are interested, let me know. Let me know where you're from as well. I am from the UK. I live in sunny Spain, although today is definitely not sunny. Definitely not a sunny day today. But hey, it's just one day, eh? It's one day. Spain is sunny all the time. Generally, it's just sunny. Great weather. Great weather. So, again, if you would like a reading, let me know so I can come to you. I'm just making sure the calabash messages are folded nicely while I wait. Could do a collective reading as well while I'm waiting, though. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a collective reading while we're waiting. So, let's use this. This is for the collective. I'll do while we're waiting for people to come on. Collective. May this reading be for the highest good of the collective. May you receive the information you need and maybe open to receive it, the collective. All right, and let's get a couple of calabash messages. This reading be for the highest good of the collective. May you receive the information you need. And you be open to receiving it. Oh, loads. All right, if you would like a guaranteed reading, then please comment so that I know that you would like a reading, and then I can come to you once I've finished this collective reading. So, for the collective, we have the duck, the fire within. The fire within is all about your fire within. It's a message of, it's like when, it's like, let's say you really love to dance, or you really love to sing, but you're just not doing that, or you're really passionate about drawing or art or whatever it is that you're passionate about, because we're all individual, we all have different things that make us passionate. But the fire within is when you're not really doing those things. You're kind of in a place that there's not a lot of motivation, there's not a lot of passion, and it's kind of just moving along but not really enjoying the experience of moving along. The duck is a message of kind of a really easy way for the duck to raise vibration when it feels low is to listen to music, sing and dance. It's any of them. Listen to music by itself, sing, dance, any of them will help the duck to raise the vibration. Once the vibration is raised, that passion is there, and then the duck feels alive, like that fire is burning. It feels passionate about what it's putting its energy into. But it requires you to put that energy into something that you feel passionate about, and not kind of, oh, I'd really like to do this, 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 but you're never actually doing it. It's just a lot of talk. We have the name Sasha. This is a cousin figure. It's somebody that is around you, that is there to support you at this moment of your lack of passion. Somebody that would have passed. We have the name Ariel, on a spiritual path. Yeah, and the thing is that when you're on a spiritual, I think all paths are spiritual actually. I don't understand. I don't know about a path that is not spiritual, because we're all here. We're all spiritual beings. Whether we act in that way or not doesn't stop us from being so. On a spiritual path, I feel like for you in particular, this passion that you have, this is a collective reading, guys. This passion that you want to allow out of you is part of your spiritual journey, is part of what will help you to feel good, will help you to feel like you're moving towards you. You're moving towards what lights you up, what lifts you up, gets that fire burning inside of you. But like I said, this kind of feels like, yeah, I really want to do this. I really want to paint today. I really want to paint today. And for the whole day, you're really wanting to paint today, but you never actually get up and go and get a paintbrush and your canvas and paint. It's like, it's like there's a lot of talking yourself out of what you want to do. There's a lot of ego here. There's a lot of subconscious beliefs. Ego is subconscious beliefs for me, and the idea of self. So when you've got this idea of self that, I don't know, maybe it's because you don't believe that you're good enough about doing these certain things, so you're not putting yourself forward to do them, but it's part of your journey. It's part of what will help you to lift yourself up. But without moving towards your journey, without moving on your journey, it's difficult to feel the passion, the enjoyment, the love of life, unless you walk towards what it is that you're wanting. We have short of breath, heavy smoker. I'm going to put this with the Sasha, because for me, this also feels like somebody, when messages like this come out, I always feel like it's somebody that has passed, that wants you to know they're with you. So I feel like somebody that has passed. It could be this cousin figure that has passed, that was a heavy smoker. They were short of breath. It doesn't have to be. It could be somebody that passed of asthma or COPD, COPD, isn't it? I always forget which way the letters go. But the sickness where you struggle to breathe, it affects your lungs, lots of mucus on the lungs. But you've got a couple of people here with you. If it's not the same person, this is a couple of people here with you that are really wanting to help you on your journey. They will be showing you as well. It's not just here with me that they're showing you, they're there. There will be other signs and synchronicities that they're there for you. Yeah, exactly. We have the viper snake, nothing to lose. Exactly. This is really kind of, it's a really firm message of go after what you want. Put yourself out there. Stop stopping yourself. Stop talking yourself out of it. This is like another message of the only person stopping you is you. Ooh, we got a song. Otis Redding. These arms of mine, they're yearning for your love. That's not how it goes, but I don't know how it goes. These arms of mine. It's all saying the same thing, isn't it? It's all saying the same thing, is move towards your passion. These arms of mine are yearning. What are they yearning for? What is your passion? What are you yearning for? What is it you want? And move towards that. If you don't move towards it, then it's like, how do you get to it? I'm talking about if you don't move towards it. Watch this. We have the name Ralph. For me, it is a message of going away or moving away. So it could be going on holiday. It could be moving house, moving to a different country. And it also expresses emotional healing. Emotional healing. This is quite interesting because we've got the emotional healing, and we've also got these arms of mine. And then we've got this kind of deflated feeling with the duck. And then these people with you and on a spiritual journey. I feel like something's come out of your life. Maybe there was a breakup. Somebody could have passed. You left your job or got fired from a job or let go of a job. It feels like something has come out of your life. And that's kind of what's put this weight, that it's kind of stifling your flame, your inner flame. But it's like whatever come out of your life was so divine that it needed to get out of your life, that you're in the best place for yourself now to be able to be on this spiritual path with motivation and determination and commitment to self and a passion in life. Not worrying about what has gone or what's coming, because you know that whatever it is for you. It's working for you. Yeah. Very interesting message. So, for the collective, hope this makes sense. It's really about lifting yourself up, giving yourself what you need to be able to feel passionate, letting go of what's gone and moving into your own energy of what could be, what you're creating in your world. It's very nice. Yeah. All right. So I am here to do collective readings, not collective readings. I am here to do free readings, free live readings. If you would like a reading, let me know so I can come to you. And then we can start. And where are you from, guys? Where are you from? Where in the world are you from? Where am I traveling to today? Where am I in the world today? Hello, how are you? I'm here to do some energy readings. If you would like one, would love one. Melodie. Hello, Melodie. Where in the world are you, Melodie? Where in the world are you? Just move my camera for a sec. Oh, you actually did say that, didn't you, Wyoming? You did say that. All right, let's come to you, Melodie. Melodie, Melodie, Melodie. 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 Lovely name. Melodie. Melodie. Let me drink a little bit of water. Melodie. Melodie. Melodie, Melodie, Melodie. May this reading be for the highest good of Melodie. May you receive the information you need, Melodie. And may you be open to receiving it. Melodie. I have... When I see things, it's so interesting describing them. All right, so you have the Jack of Spades, but I'm also seeing something. This could relate to a child. So let's put it in a way that it's for a child, but it doesn't have to be a child, because it could be representative of something that you are creating. So not necessarily a child, but I'm going to put it in a way of it being a child. So what I'm seeing is like, my cupboard is talking to me. It's like I'm seeing a seed being planted. And then there's all it's kind of like it's going along this river. And then at the top, it's like a baby in like a fetal position. So if you're wanting to conceive, if you're trying to conceive, then I feel like this is a message of yes, you will conceive. If it's not around a baby, then it's the same message. It's whatever it is that you're wanting to conceive, it's yours. It is coming. There is you're moving towards it. Now, what can happen with the Jack of Spades? Because the Jack of Spades is a message of know your worth. So with the Jack, well, oh, that's beautiful. I just looked at the card and I'm seeing this thing here. Don't know what it is. But for me, it always reminds me of an 8. And the 8 for me is about universally inspired changes. A child would be one of them. It would be one of them. So it's really got this big feeling of something big is changing for you. You've manifested something very big that's coming to you. The thing with the Jack, and whatever you've manifested that's coming for you, with this 8, it will always make you feel good. You will always feel love and joy at the thought of this particular manifestation. The Jack, though, is a message of know your worth, like I said. The Jack is somebody that's come from a place that that was spoken to in more criticism than praise, or you received it more in criticism than praise. So it led you to become somebody, number one, a perfectionist. So you never actually believe that you've done good enough, because you've always got this part of you that always tells you you're not enough. It wasn't enough. It's not good enough. The thing about being raised in an environment like that is that despite the fact that you don't feel good enough, what happened to you is that you became a cheerleader for everybody else, because you never felt good enough, and you felt like it wasn't very nice for you with people, with how people spoke to you or how you received it, that you became a cheerleader. You became the inspiration for other people, the cheerleader for other people, the support for other people. You became this person. The Jack, for me, I love the Jack. It's a beautiful person. You are very kind. You're very giving. You're very loyal. You're just a beautiful person. You're beautiful. And everybody around you will know how beautiful you are. They will feel your beauty. They'll love you because of what you offer them. And what you offer them is encouragement, is love, is like an acceptance of them being able to be themselves because of how much love you give to them being themselves. That's what you do for people. The thing with the Joker, though, is that, not the Joker, the Jack, is that although you are that for everybody else, which is an amazingly beautiful thing, and well done you for being that, is that you're not that to yourself. You want everybody to feel deserving. You want everybody to feel like they're amazing and that they're doing a good job and that they can do anything that they want to do, and they shouldn't let anything stop them from doing what they want to do because they're amazing to do it, and you know this. But it's not the messages that you're giving to yourself. What you give to yourself is, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not deserving enough. And it might not be in these words, but it's what you do to yourself. If somebody gives you something, you're likely to say, you shouldn't have bothered. You didn't need to do that. It's like, rather than, thank you, you are deserving. What you bring into the world is completely deserving. And it's not just in being able to give that is special. It's also important to be able to receive. You're very good at the giving, like I said, and you will give selflessly. It's just part of who you became, the giving part. But something that I've had to teach myself from the Jack is, because I'm a giver as well, it's really nice to give, and it does make you feel good. So something that I've taught myself is, okay, so when I'm giving to somebody else, I feel really good about it. But when I'm receiving from somebody else, I've always struggled with it, because I'm the giver. I want to give. The receiving it's like that, knowing your worth. Am I good enough? I haven't done anything. I'm not nice enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not clever enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not, whatever it is that is, I'm not confident enough. Whatever it is that is, you're not enough. And it could be quite a few different not enoughs. You have not been telling yourself this, so you don't necessarily feel like you're deserving. So what I started doing for myself is, when somebody wants to give something to me, what I think of is how I feel when I give something to somebody else. It makes me feel very good. So somebody else that wants to give something to me, if I don't want to receive it, or I'm struggling to receive it, then it means that I'm not giving them that same opportunity of feeling joy, of feeling happiness at the giving, the action of giving, not the action of the receiving, but the action of them being able to give. And you being able to receive it helps them with their feeling good about giving. But when you don't want to receive something, then it means that they struggle to feel good about the giving that they're giving to you. And that's not what you want to do, because that's not who you are. You love everybody to feel good. So that's just something that I've had to work on for myself. And that's one of my own ways of overcoming that little hurdle of giving and receiving, because it can be difficult as the giver to be able to receive. But what happens with the giver that is not comfortable with receiving is that you'll struggle in receiving. You'll struggle with things coming to you. You'll struggle to manifest the things that you're worthy of receiving, because you never feel like you're worthy of them. So the biggest thing about the jack is how you talk to yourself. You have spoken to yourself, like I said, in a way of, I didn't do that well enough. I'm not good enough for that. I'm not good enough for this. It's all in the ego for the jack. For me, I call it the inner bully, because that's what she is, or he is, whatever. That's what they are. They're an inner bully. They just beat you and beat you and beat you and beat you down until you feel deflated, that you're not able to do things for yourself. But you will do things for other people, and you will be giving to other people. But it's not just about other people. You have to be able to give to yourself. You have to be able to receive for yourself, because if you can't, then it means that there is that you're not aligned with self. When we're only giving, that's putting out, isn't it? But there is this flow of life. No, you give, you receive, you give, you receive. That is the flow of life. When we're only giving, we're not in that flow. So it's important to be able to receive and to give and to receive. It's important to be in that flow so that we can feel good. We can feel joyous. We can feel happy. We can feel grateful. You will feel grateful for many things, but your gratitude will mainly be for other people, not for yourself. So this is a big message, Melodie, of you doing things for yourself, of you looking at yourself and working from a place of, I am amazing. I got this. I can do this. I am good enough. I am clever enough. I am, in all the positive affirmations that you can think of. But start giving that to yourself. One of the other things I did with the jack is I started listening to myself. That was it. I started listening to myself. I was astonished, honestly, at how negative my mind spoke to myself. I was astonished when I first started listening to myself. It was like everything that I said to myself was a negative towards self. Everything. It was like, what the hell is this? Because I'd never listened to myself before to hear how I spoke to myself. So what I started to do was, every time I heard a negative, so if I heard you're rubbish, then I would say, I'm a genius. And I just started counteracting what this part of me believed and offered a different idea around myself. Instead of believing that I'm rubbish, I'm believing I'm a genius. There's always a contrast, no? So that's what I used, the contrast. If I'm able to see a negative, it means that I'm being shown the contrast in positive, and it makes it very easy to move to the contrast when you're seeing the negative. It's very easy to move to the contrast of the positive. So that's what I did. I just kept moving from one place to the other constantly. It was like, it was like I said, it was every single thought that I had that was negative. And it took a couple of weeks to quieten them negatives down. How quiet for them to quieten down. And then after a month, I stopped hearing them, but it doesn't mean that they'd disappeared. Initially, I thought they had, but they didn't. What happened was they just presented themselves in different ways. I would sit down and watch TV for the day instead of doing what I needed to do. I would call people and distract myself instead of doing what I needed to do. So it's not that the voices disappeared. They were still there. I weren't hearing them anymore. I was more hearing the higher self. But that doesn't mean I still listen to that part of myself. There was still this idea of there's still the idea of having to overcome self and your ideas. Something that I created as well. The Jack has been one of my battles. So I've done a lot of work with the Jack. Something else that I did was I created an audio, and the audio is on my page. It's cleansing meditation, I think it's called. It's around giving yourself these affirmations. You place your hands on the different chakras and you give yourself the different affirmations for these different chakras. And when I started doing this, about 4 days after listening to the audio, I was like really mad and angry. And I'm from the UK. I live in Spain, but I'm from the UK. And hello to you too. And I had to question myself. Well, why are you angry? What is going on here? I'm like doing something to make myself feel good, and I'm feeling mad about it. Why? So what I did was I changed the affirmations from I am to we are. And I felt better. I think what was happening within myself is all these different versions of my ego and identity. There's lots of different versions of self, yeah? So all these different ideas of self and my identity were kind of feeling excluded with the I's. They didn't like it. So I changed it to we, and it became very easy to do it. I did it for a month, listening to it in the morning and the evening, just as I woke up, and in the bedtime, just before I went to sleep. Because that's when your subconscious is, that's when you speak or you listen to something, your subconscious is the most open, and it will be more accepting of what is being said to it. So I did it for the month, and honestly, it created a lot of difference inside of myself. So there's a few different things that I've given you to think about, Melody, or ways of helping. Like I said, the being able to receive, focus on the person giving it to you and how you feel when you give, so that you're able to receive easier. That helps. The affirmations really help. And this audio that I created as well really helped. They all help with the Jack. The Jack is, like I said, a beautiful person. It's just getting over your own noise, getting over your own inner bully, and allowing yourself to know that you are deserving, you are worthy, and that you got this. There's nothing that can hold you down other than yourself. And this is a spirit message, which is really beautiful, because there's someone with you around this particular thing that's helping you with this. Hope that makes sense, Melody. You're welcome, Melody. Beautiful. The Jack is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful, but I love the Jack. All right. So, hey, Carol, how are you doing? Hey, I don't know how to say this name. Shailendra? Shailendra. 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 I'm not sure I'm saying it right, but I mean, it's something like that, isn't it? Something like that. You can help me break it down if you want, if I'm not saying it nicely, because I do like to say names nicely. But, yeah. How are you doing, guys? Where are you from? Massachusetts, Carol. It's very cold. It's very cold here as well. Very cold here. Carol, yes, listening to myself has been scary, how negative my thoughts are. It is astonishing when you first start listening to yourself, just what goes on in the mind. It is astonishing. We don't until you actually do it, you can't understand how much it talks and how much rubbish it talks as well. Yeah, it's there on the page. It's quite old, so you have to scroll a bit. Maybe I'll link it to this video. I can put it on in the description, the chakra cleansing, so that it's there and you can get to it easily without having to search through the page. But searching through the page is good. You might come across something else you like. It's a little bit like a rabbit hole, no? It's other things that always pop up. But the meditation is really nice. It's really nice. It's really nice. It was definitely helpful. Definitely helpful. All right, so if you would like a reading, my computer just decided to do something today. I don't know what it's done, but everything's changed. I'm not sure what it did. If you would like a reading, let me know that you would like a reading so I can come to you, because that's what I'm here for, to do readings. Tomorrow there'll be pick a card, so look out for that, because I just made it just before coming on here today. Very nice readings. As always. Carol, of course, Carol. Carol Matheson. Carol. Carol, I've already got this little message going on in my mind. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's not something I would do normally. And when I do things that I wouldn't normally do, it's kind of, it gets my attention. You know, what's going on here? And I'm kind of massaging my finger. I'm not sure it's necessarily got to do with, my thumb. I'm not sure that the message actually has anything to do with the thumb itself. But I feel like, what I'm feeling like while I'm doing it is I have these moments with myself. I have a lot of them, actually, that I talk to my body and I'm like, oh, you're so amazing, body. You're so nice to me. You do so many great things for me. I love you, hands, for being able to hold the shopping bags and get dressed and comb my hair and brush my teeth. And I love you, hands. It's kind of like a feeling like that for me, for you. That there's like this lack of appreciation for you. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of like, I'm feeling like I'm massaging myself. I'm like appreciating self. That's what I'm feeling like. So I feel like you don't necessarily appreciate yourself or your body. But you know, like, I was watching something this morning. I was watching an Abraham Hicks. I thought it was so funny. And a lot of people, what she was saying was, if you don't know Abraham Hicks, it's about the law of attraction. That's what she talks about, the law of, or he, whatever, about the law of attraction. And she was saying something about people being sick, and they'll always talk about when they're sick. And I found it really funny, because it's one of them things that is where we put our focus is where the focus goes. So if we're sick and we're putting all our energy into this being sick, then that's what we're creating more of, being sick. I tend to do things a bit differently. I'm constantly, without my body being sick, I do it when it is sick as well, but I also do it when it's not sick. I tell, like I said, Arms, you do a great job. I'm so happy with you. You allow me to hold my babies and give them hugs. You allow me to use the remote. You allow me to cook dinner. You allow me to do all these wonderful things in my day. And I'm so happy with you, Arms. I'm just so happy with you. And I feel all of the joy and the excitement and the appreciation of them, because I am happy to have them. I can't imagine my life without Arms. And I don't want to imagine my life without Arms. So I sit there and I tell them, great job, great job, great job. And for anything else that's happening within the body. And I feel like that's something that you could put more energy into, feeling more appreciation of your body. Yeah. All right, let's see what the cards say for you, Carol. May this reading be for the highest good of Carol. Carol, may you receive the information you need and may you be open to receiving it. Carol. Carol. Wow. We have cards 8 and 9. 8 of clubs and 9 of spades. It's like that, Divine. I'm happy that the reading resonated with you as well. It is like that. When you find yourself in a particular place at a particular time, it's generally that you're meant to be there at that time. And you, with your name Divine, you know that perfectly. All right. Carol, isn't it? Carol. Carol, I'm seeing this in such an interesting way that I've not read a message like this before, I don't think, but it's really giving it to me in this way. This 8 is a message of universally inspired changes. What the 8 is for me, it's that there's something, it's a manifestation coming to you. The 8 is this manifestation that's coming. It will be a big manifestation as well. I'll give examples of the type of things it could be. But I mean, it doesn't have to be within this. It could expand out. It could be you changing job. It could be you starting your own business. It could be having a child, getting married, studying, traveling, buying a house. Yours is around personal growth. So I feel that it's a manifestation that is going to come that changes something inside you. It will have something to do with a physical thing. I'm going to give you an example because sometimes it's like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not sure that it will translate. So one of the things that I got for an 8 is these cards, the understanding of these cards. Well, actually, the understanding, it was with the 8. It was. I received these cards, the message to read these cards in the September, just before I turned 44. It was September, October, November, December. 3 months before I turned 44. I received the messages to be able to read a standard deck of cards. But I didn't understand what I had received. It made no sense to me. I could read the message that I'd written, that I'd received to read these cards, but it was a nothingness at that point. So that was in September. November comes now, and I hear, go and read your messages again. So I go and read my messages again of what I had received in September. And I was like, okay, they're kind of making a bit of sense now. I don't know what had changed between September and November, but something obviously had, but I don't know what had changed. So I started practicing reading the cards. But it was with the messages that I had received the cards with. Then, on my birthday, I was 44. I come to the understanding of the cards. Although I'd had the messages of them and I could read them, I couldn't go that deep with them. But once I started understanding what the numbers were, it changed everything. And what the numbers were what happened was on my 44th birthday, I was like, right, 44 is 8. So what am I expecting this year? It's so funny because I said 44 is 8. And then I looked at the time and it was 44. 44. Whoa. Yeah. You're not 44, are you, Carol? Yeah, so on my 44th, I was like, okay, so what happens with the 8? What would my message be? If I was reading for myself, how would I receive this message? What would it mean to me? So I said, okay, when I was 8, I went to Mauritius for the first time. My mum is from Mauritius, so I went there. Different culture, different language, different people, different. You're turning 59 in a few weeks, but you're 58 at the moment. So you have an 8. So the 8 is around you because you're 58. So 8 is around you. Okay. All right. This 8 is your 8. It's not necessarily going to be the same as what I'm talking about, but there will be some kind of similarity in some way because it's an internal thing, not necessarily this for me is a physical thing, but it's also an internal thing. Some physical things are not an internal thing. If I receive a car, it's not an internal thing. It might make me feel good, but it's just a physical thing. There's nothing that is internalized from it, but this is. So, yeah, so when I was 8, I went to Mauritius. Completely different experience. I'm from London. I'm from a place called Hackney, actually. It had different kinds of people there as I was growing up. Not many, though. It was more white than anything else. And, yeah, it was a completely different experience. When I was 17, I moved into my own place. When I was 26, my husband and I became partners. When I was 35, we got married and had children. So I was like, whoa. So if this is my 8 so far, what is this 48? What is this 44 going to be? What's going to happen on this 44? So for the whole year, I'm waiting for this physical thing to come into my life. I was there waiting and waiting and waiting for this amazing thing to come into my life. Nothing come. But on my 45th birthday, I was like, I know what it was that come. It was these. It was the understanding of the cards. Because without my 44th and me questioning that, I wouldn't have the answer to this. So it was that understanding. And through that understanding, it showed me everything. These cards, they're teaching me everything about life. They're teaching me everything about resistance. That's what they teach me about, resistance. And not only are they teaching me about resistance, but they're teaching me how connected we all are. Because the same messages that I read for myself, or the understanding that I have from these cards, from my own life, like I said, I sat down and wrote out 8, 17, and after doing 8, I was like, wow. So if 8 works like this, what about, you've got so many 8s, Carol. There's another 8 on the screen. There's 4 for people, and there's 4 for thumbs up. There's 44 again. It's like all over you, this 44. Yeah, once I'd seen the 8s, I was like, so what about the 1s and the 2s and the 3s and the 4s? And I wrote out my whole life in numbers. And there were these certain thoughts within a number and certain emotions within each number. And that's what it allowed me to see. That's what it shows me within my own life. And that wasn't just within my own life, because they work for everybody. So we're all experiencing the same thoughts, the same kind of emotions. We're all experiencing the same thing with the same numbers. So point being, because I know that was a long way round. Point being, there's something around you that is changing you intrinsically inside. You are becoming somebody different, and it's because of this manifestation that's coming into your life. If you're just getting ready to turn 59 in a few weeks, you're very likely to have received the manifestation already. Maybe you're just not aware that you've received it. The same, like I said, it took me to get to 45 to be able to understand that, that was the manifestation. Because me, I was expecting something physical, but it just wasn't that. It was something more to do with what goes on inside than outside. So I believe for you that there is something that you have wanted to manifest through you, within you, for you to be, a way to live that is coming to you now. The thing that is interesting about this, like I said, is that the 8 is also 9, 10, 11, 12. It's got 8 clubs in the middle, and then it's got 4 on the side. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 12 for me is the Queen. And this is the 9, and it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is the King. So we've got 8, 9, Queen, King. So the 8, with this manifestation that's coming, I feel like what's happening with you is it's coming from the Queen. The Queen energy is that the message for the Queen is you have all you need. So it is a message of you having everything. But the Queen itself is somebody that's quite needy, somebody, or has been quite needy, somebody that was neglected as a child. And it doesn't mean that you weren't loved. It's just you didn't receive the attention that you would have liked, that you wanted as a child. So what happened is, as you were growing up, you found a way to get that attention. You became the carer. And through becoming the carer, you learned to be around other people and to care for them, and they would need you. You would be useful to other people because that's what you needed to be, useful. And you feel useful when other people need you around, when other people ask for your help, when you're caring for other people. You love all of that. That's what you're about. But what happens is the Queen doesn't necessarily give herself that attention. She doesn't give herself the love and the care that she requires, or the attention that she requires. She seeks validation from outside of herself rather than inside of herself. So I feel like that's what this 8 is. This 8 is about you learning to, or a manifestation of you not seeking validation from outside of yourself and from other people, but you being able to give yourself the validation of, I am really nice, I am caring, I am kind, I help people a lot, and I deserve to be looked after as well. I deserve to have people help me and want to help me. And the thing about you is that you struggle to say no. So maybe that's another lesson that you're experiencing at the moment with the clubs, the ability to learn to say no, because it's not one of your strong points. And also that the Queen is somebody that when she's down, what happens with the Queen is when she doesn't feel useful, she turns into, well, for myself, I will speak for myself. When I turn into the lower vibrational Queen, I'm a monster. I attack everybody. It's that type of energy. It doesn't particularly feel good, but that's where you are. And it's just where you are. It's just a moment. But it doesn't feel good, and it will never align with who you are because you're the carer. So when you turn into this version of yourself that is aggressive or angry or feels like people are using you or abusing you, taking advantage of you, that will not feel good to you in any way. It won't feel good to anybody, but it won't feel good to you in any way. And instead of you removing yourself and giving yourself a little bit of time to recharge, like you would with a phone, you put it into charge, to recharge the batteries. Instead of you giving yourself that time to recharge yourself and to give yourself the validations that you need because of whatever it is that's going on around you that's making you feel like you're not being useful at the moment. A really easy way to lift the Queen is to listen to music, sing, dance. She loves all of that. It's like it's an automatic thing for the Queen to convert energy through music. It's very good at it, converting energy through music. So when you start feeling irritable, when you start feeling like they don't really appreciate me, they don't really care what I think, they're just doing what they want to do. Yeah, remove yourself from that environment. Give yourself a moment to lift yourself back up to your higher vibration, because generally the Queen is in higher vibration. She loves caring for others. And when she feels valid and when she feels useful, she is in higher vibration. But the problem is that you're relying on other people to make you feel that, rather than you just acknowledging that you are useful just because you're here, because you were put here. That makes you useful. You wouldn't be here if you weren't useful. So that's the 8. The 9 is a message of trauma. Somebody that is extremely independent, somebody that has you've had a lot of people around you that kind of lied to you, cheated on you, were dishonest, disloyal, this type of energy. It leads to this kind of rucksack of trauma that we carry around with us. So it makes relationships quite difficult to have, because there's a lot of insecurity here with the Queen that I'm talking about, and now with the 9. It's a lot to do with insecurities and how you feel about yourself. The 9 is somebody that will feel very independent, but the 9 won't accept help, and the 9 doesn't like to receive help. So if somebody asks you, do you need help? You're, no, I'm fine, thank you. But you're always the first to offer it to somebody else, but you won't accept it yourself. So they're very similar in that type of energy. It's very interesting. And the 9 connected with the King, because like I said, this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 for me is the King. And the King is somebody that is the sharer. Which is very interesting, because I've just realised the Queen is the sharer. The Queen is the carer. She shares caring. They're all sharers, actually, because the Jack is the sharer through giving. The Queen is the sharer through caring. The King is the sharer through wisdom. The King is a message of inner wisdom. So through these traumas that you've experienced, you have learned a lot of lessons. You're an old soul that has come here to help people through these lessons. Because you've been so many times, the lessons that you experienced in this lifetime were kind of reminders of who you are, where you're going, what you're doing. But sometimes we get lost in this rucksack, and we walk with this rucksack, and we keep walking with this rucksack, and the trauma is what we're connected to, rather than the wisdom of what you've learned through the trauma. And that wisdom of what you've learned through the trauma is what you're here to share. That will also be part of your caring. This is like a counselor type job, a therapist type job, somebody that works with vulnerable people and is able to share wisdom with them, but in a caring way. It's like somebody that works with vulnerable people, but shares their knowledge with the vulnerable people. It's that type of energy. So there are lots of changes coming for you, because the 9 is about opportunity. So I feel with this 8 that's happening, this new version of yourself that's learning to say no, that's learning to kind of stand up for yourself and be confident within yourself and validating yourself, will help with this rucksack of trauma that you've been carrying around for so many years that it just became part of you, but it isn't part of you. It's only part of who you've been, not part of who you're becoming. Yeah, this is really nice. You've done a lot of growth. You're doing a lot of work. You're moving into a place that has so much more expansion that you're able to experience there than what you have before. Because before, this would have been like a relationship would have been a tug of war. You really want them to love you and you really love them, but anytime you feel insecure, you push away and there'll be a battle. And then, but you really love them, so you're back, but you're scared of being hurt again, so you push them away, and it's that type of energy. So this is kind of moving out of all that toxicity and understanding that you deserve more. You're worthy of more. You deserve people that treat you with respect. It's not just about caring for people that have no care for you, caring for people that are kind of just taken and taken and taken and taken and taken from you, but no one is giving anything back to you. That's not a flow. There's no flow in that. So this is really about you creating that flow within yourself to give yourself what you need to be the best version of yourself as the carer. And that is removing yourself when you need to give yourself the validation and the support you need moving forward. Because there will be, whenever you're feeling down, there will be some kind of insecurity that is holding you in place, and an insecurity that will make you feel that you're not good enough, or you're not caring enough, you're not loving enough, you're not whatever enough, you're not enough, you're not. But you are, you're everything you need to be. And you're moving into a really beautiful place of knowing you're everything you need to be, which is fantastic. Well done, Carol. Well done. So I hope that made sense. And a bit of work to do. Well, it's not even work to do. It's just continue doing what you're doing. Continue moving in the way you're moving, and you will continue to grow. Make sense? Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow. Wow. Beautiful words. Thank you for subscribing. May I post a question, please? You can post a question. We'll see if the question gets answered. There's some types of questions I don't answer, but ask your question and we'll see. We'll see. I have finished for today as well. What do you need to know? I've actually finished now, guys, but if there's what do you need to know is a reading, Tia. Hey, Shailendra. Yeah, I finished for today. I will be back, not tomorrow, Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I come on to do the free live readings. I have got a video that I created today for tomorrow, which is pick a card reading, so you can take a look at that, Tia. I would say though, Tia, that anything you need to know, because you've been here for a little while, you joined a little while, so whatever you heard in the time you've been here, for me that would be what you're meant to hear. I know for you, it's like, but I'm not reading you. But it's not really, we're so connected. We're all so connected that whatever you have heard was what you needed to hear. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. That's how it works in my mind. Anyway, that's how it works. I want to know if his intentions are honorable or not. Flower Beauty Peacock Rainbow. I'm going to call you Rainbow. These are the type of questions I wouldn't normally answer. It's like you're putting energy into something that you have no control of. By asking the question, you're putting energy into it that you have no control of. I'm all about you being in control of you. When you ask questions like this, you're wanting control of the things exterior to you, which we don't have control of. So when we ask questions like this, what we're doing is we're sending out an energy that is low vibrational energy. I'll explain though, because I really want you to understand what I'm saying, because it is beneficial to you, Rainbow. It really is. When you're asking a question about other people, what you're doing is sending out energy towards these other people in the energy at what you're feeling. So you want to know if somebody has good intentions or not. When you're asking, do they have good intentions? It means you're worried already. Your intuition is already saying something to you about them that maybe I shouldn't. It may be not your intuition. It could be your intuition. It could be trauma. You will know where it's coming from. It could be intuition because you're feeling that something isn't right. But it could also be from trauma that people have lied to you and cheated on you and you're just unsure of whether this person's going to do the same thing to you. But any of that energy is low vibration. So any interaction that you have with this person in this vibration doesn't particularly feel good to you. It doesn't create a solid foundation. It won't create a relationship that feels amazing to you. So when you ask about other people, it's not simply because you're asking about other people, it's because where your energy is. asking the question. By you asking the question, your energy is low around this particular thing. If you want this thing to be in a higher energy, a higher frequency, or a relationship to be in a higher frequency, as long as you're worried about a relationship, it will be in lower vibration. When you move into the higher vibration, you'll receive that relationship that you're looking for in high vibration. It will feel good. It will feel good. So that's why I don't answer these questions, because for me, it takes you away from you and it puts you into their energy. It puts you into an energy of confusion, of not knowing what to do, low vibration. So you start feeling that you're, I don't know, it's like a frustrated, it could be angry, it could be upset, it could be depressed. It's like, there's so many different emotions that we can feel, no? But they're all in lower vibration. I don't want you to feel lower vibration. I'm here to help you stay in higher vibration, and that's by focusing on you, not them. So how do you feel about this person is the most important question. How do you feel about them? When you're around them, do you feel good? When you're around them, are you feeling like they're taking advantage of you? When you're around them, do you feel their intentions towards you are good? And trust what you feel. Trust what you feel, not what they're saying, because words are very easy to speak. But the energy at what you feel, and you feel like you're quite intuitive with this name. I mean, when you are paying attention to what you feel, you're working from your intuition. You're working from your kind of God self. So it helps you to know if this is right for you or not. Like I said, I actually answered you before I read your message. You said, well, a lot of people lie even if you are in high vibration. Trust you. You're wanting to rely on other people's validations for you. As long as you're relying on other people's validations, yes, this person is good for you. No, this person isn't good for you. You're not trusting you. You are the most important person to you. God is working through you. So if you're not trusting and you need somebody else to help you with that, and I'm not saying that you're wrong to want that guidance, because some people do want that guidance, but I don't move with that, because for me it's all about you. The way to form firmer connections to source energy is through you, not looking from other people, but through you yourself. Intuition can get clouded sometimes. Otherwise, we are all psychic. We are all psychic. We're just not all listening. Everybody has the ability. Yeah, everybody has the ability, but we don't all use it. And it's the way to train your intuition is to practice with it. The same way we get good at anything, we have to practice. So if you want to get good at using your intuition, it would be to use it yourself. Learn what you're listening to. If you do something through listening to your intuition and it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to, it doesn't mean that it was the wrong way. It just means that it didn't work the way you wanted it to. But that doesn't mean that it didn't work in the best way, because the universe is always working for us. It's always helping us. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I just don't, I can't follow that train of thought. I don't follow that train of thought. I can follow it, but I don't, because I've learned not to. I wouldn't have asked this question before, because I by the time I got into readings, I'd already moved out of that. But before readings, I would have asked my friends or asked whoever, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And I would have relied on what they thought to help me. I use that But it didn't help me connect to myself. It didn't help me connect to the God within myself. It didn't help me to build up my own intuition. It didn't help me. What it helped was trusting what other people were saying about my life rather than me trusting in what's going on in my life. Like I said, when you're around someone, you'll know if you feel good or you don't feel good, or even if you're not around them. Like there's sometimes you're around someone and you won't know at that time, but when you leave somebody, you'll know if you feel good leaving them or you don't feel good leaving them. If you feel good leaving them, then you feel good. If you don't, then you don't. Why don't you feel good leaving them? There's something that's being told to you, and it's about listening to yourself. But yeah, I mean, there's a million other readers that will answer your question, because I mean, these questions are generally what a lot of people ask. So there will be a million other people that will answer your question. And I wish you all the success in any relationship that you have, and that any relationship that you have, the person does have the best intentions for you. Yeah, because you deserve somebody to have the best intentions for you. So yeah. All right, I am off. I will be back on Wednesday for free live readings, and I will be posting the pick a card tomorrow morning. So take a look at that if you're interested, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you very much for coming. If you like what you've heard, then please feel free to subscribe, like, share, and I will see you soon. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.